Hello martial arts family, John Orndorff here from North American Martial Arts. We're going to do a Taekwondo class today. We're going to be strong and do our very black belt best. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to warm up going first. Hands on the hips and a neck roll. Let's take that head up and down. And turning side to side. I hope your day is going well. Let's do some shoulder rolls. And rolling the other way. Arm swings forward. And arm swings back. Out and in with the arms now. Switching that arm on top each time. Now is a great time to think about how hard you're going to work today. And sometimes, I know for me, if I am in that mode of focusing on how hard I'm going to work, I might run through the tenets and think about the tenets that are the ones that are going to help me be strong today. Arms up and down. Perseverance and indomitable spirit are two tenets that are on my mind today. If I don't get it right the first time, I'll try again. And indomitable spirit, never give up or do your best, okay? So, we're going to do swings, X swings, cross. Chopping that wood. Now other way. Hands up, little base side to side. Let's throw a straight punch in there while we're doing that base. Punch about your chin level. How about some uppercuts? How about some hooks? Across the chin. Jumping jacks. All right, let's do a standing hamstring stretch. Remember to sit down into it so you feel the stretch in the back of the thigh. Other side. First side again. And second side. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to work on some kicking techniques. And we're going to kick going across. We're going to do 3 kicks. We're going to start low with the first kick, middle with the second kick, and a little higher with the third kick. You don't have to go head high. Control your height with the kicks. So hang with me. We're going to do 3 kicks. We're going to start with the front kick. First one, low. Second one, a little higher. Third one, even higher. Okay? And I'm going to turn. Maybe I do roundhouse kicks next. Stay with me here. Low round, middle round, and a higher round. And then I turn. Okay? Maybe side kicks from here. Low. Good chamber. Middle. Higher. Maybe axe kicks now. Remember, axe kicks come up and drop straight down, but we're going to start low. First one, make sure you're switching legs each time too. A little higher, and then even higher. Of course, when we're doing our kicks, we've got to make sure we keep our guard up. Crescent kicks. Do it inside out. Low, middle, higher. Maybe do outside in this time. Low, middle, higher. Okay? And back kick. Turn. Stop behind you. Other leg a little bit higher, right? And last leg even higher. Okay? Awesome. Now let's go into a center stretch. Hope those kicks went well. Let's turn over into a side split. One hand on each side of your body to help you keep your balance. Remember, front foot, toes are pointing out, back foot, knee is on the floor. Let's turn it over to the other side. And one more time, center stretch. Oh, that feels good. All right, I'm gonna walk it up. And we're gonna talk about our other calisthenic exercises, we always want to work on strengthening the upper body and strengthening the abdominals. So we're going to do some dips. Now I'm going to kind of run out of camera angle here. I should have rolled the bag out. I'll roll one out now. You can use a chair to do this, okay? Chairs work really well. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands here. Just going to bend the elbows and work the dips. Now, how many should we do? Well, if you're a tiger or even a dragon, say 15. If you're a junior, let's say 25. If you're an adult, let's say 35. Okay? Teen or adult. I should be a little clear on that. Keep going. And time. All right, give yourself 3 fast claps. That was pretty easy. Next, abdominals. Now, for abdominals, what we're going to do is we're going to do double crunches. And it's a crunch, but we're bringing the shoulders up off the floor, but we're also going to bring the knees up. So it looks like this. Numbers are the same, but always do extra. Always good to do extra. Oh, is that tough? I hope so. It's supposed to be. All right, so we've got to warm up. We've got some calisthenics done. We've worked on our abs and our upper body. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what you need to do. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to pause the video, and if you have a testing form, I'm going to ask you to do that form. If you don't, I'm going to ask you to do your self-defense combinations. Now, if you're not sure what those are, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is probably where you're at right now, watching this video. And I'm going to ask you to run, to run through your forms for self-defense combinations. And then after you do, let's say your testing form, I'm going to ask you to do a previous form, all right? And if you do not have a form and you have self-defense combinations, run through all your combinations just to make sure you remember them, okay? Because they are a testing requirement. So I'm going to ask you to pause the video now, run through that stuff, and I'm going to ask you to spend at least 5 minutes, okay? So let's pause it and get that practice in. Thank you. I'm assuming that you've paused the video and you got your practice in on your forms or self-defense combinations. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, we're going to do some sparring combinations, specifically point sparring. I remember with point sparring, we're allowed to strike above the body to the front of the body, above the belt to the front of the body. You're also allowed to strike to the head. And we're going to run through some of my favorite combos. And we'll start there. We're going to have some fun with that stuff. So here's what we're going to do. Point combinations. You can lead off with, let's say, a head strike with the hand, or a hand strike in general, or you can lead off with a foot technique to the body or head. But you always want to switch up your techniques and switch up your target areas, okay? So with the point sparring versus the full contact sparring, we have a lot of flexibility when it comes to targets. So with that, we're going to do some of my favorites. And from our sparring stance here, we're going to do a back fist to the head, okay? And that would be to the side of the head, all right? And then we're going to do reverse punch to the body, solar plexus right here, okay? And then we're going to add a front kick to, we'll say chest high. Actually, you know what? I'm going to switch that. I really wanted to do the crescent kick, but I didn't want it to be combination number, what is that, 6? But it's going to be anyway. So we'll make this horizontal back fist to the head, reverse punch to the body, and an inside out crescent kick, okay? So from here, 1, 2, and 3. I'll do that again. Back fist, side of the head, reverse punch to the body, inside out crescent kick, and take note, I'm gonna slide a little bit on that foot. 1, 2, 3. I'm sliding in to get a little more range on that kick. So I'm gonna ask you to practice that. And if you have a partner, you guys can practice it together and use your partner as a target. So keep working on that. 1, 2, and 3, okay? Back fist to the head, reverse punch. Solar plexus, inside out crescent kick to the head, okay? Keep working it, keep practicing. Make sure that you're trying to keep your hands up too when you're doing that kick. That's one of the toughest things, is keeping your hands up. Okay, so that's one combination. I'm gonna ask you to take a couple minutes to practice that. I would suggest you pause the video, and then I'm gonna take you through another one, okay? So go ahead and hit that pause button, practice. All right, so we started our first combination off with the hand technique to the head. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw a foot technique. We're going to throw it to the body, okay? Now fronts and rounds are really great, but rounds allow you to move it a little closer, so that way you can get your hand strikes in easier. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to start with the round kick. It's going to be middle, okay? Do round kick, middle. And then I'm going to do high punch, and I'm going to do the back fist again, because that back fist is an excellent technique and it's hard to read sometimes. And then I'm going to throw a front kick to the body. Guaranteed almost to hit with that front kick, okay? Because it's a longer technique. And you know, the range always takes a little bit of, I'm going to say, planning and some luck, all right? But this is a good solid combo. So again, round kick, coming in back fist, front kick. I'll turn and face you this way. So check it out, round to the body, back fist to the head, front kick to the body. Do that one more time. Round, back, front. All right, I'm gonna ask you to pause the video, practice that. If you got a partner, work back and forth on that combination. And don't do it twice, don't do it 4 times. Every time you practice something, reps are important. Because if you don't get enough reps in, you're not gonna be very good at what you're doing. So my suggestion would be probably a minimum of 10 sets. So go ahead and pause the video, practice them back and forth, 10 sets. If you don't have a partner, just run through it at least 10 times on your own. So hit the pause button, and we'll see you back shortly. All right, so we started with a hand technique in our first combination. Started with a foot technique in our second combination. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, when it comes to point sparring, I favor hand techniques because they're faster. And also they can be hard to read because they're so fast. So what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna fake to the body. All right, so I'm gonna fake to the body here, and then I'm gonna throw a roundhouse kick to the head. So I go 1, 2, and then I can go straight into the body again with a straight punch. So I fake to the body, roundhouse kick, high, and straight punch. Fake, round, straight punch. My round kick wasn't very high there, but so I fake, round, and straight punch to the body. So go ahead and practice that combination. Gotta hit that pause button, practice the combination, again, at least 10 times, 10 sets, and hit the pause, come back when you're done. Thank you. All right, so I'm guessing everybody did all their sets. Now, a really cool way to have fun with this is you can use the combinations that I have done, or you can make up some of your own, but I suggest you kind of stick with these for now. And what you're going to do is you're going to give them each a number. So I'd start with the first combination, number 1, second combination, number 2, third combination, number 3. And if you can, have somebody call out the number. So if I was going to do the first combination, it'd be that back fist combination where I lead off with a back fist, right? I'd do that combo if somebody yelled number 1. If somebody yelled number 2, what would I start with? Do you remember? Kicking technique, right? And then combination number 3, hand technique. And you can work it that way, or you can work the same combinations we just did, all right? But here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to give those numbers. And you can even take the number in your head and think like, okay, I'm going to do let's say number 3. 1, 2, 3, okay? So I do that combination for that number, all right? So have somebody throw those numbers out for you, or just do it in your head, and we'll take it from there. So pause button again, practice those combinations, and we'll see you shortly. Okay, so we did the combos. Now we're going to add to this. Now we're going to add a block, okay? So we're going to add a block before we do any single combination. So I'm going to do a block, and then I go into my combination, all right? So maybe I do the first combination, so I do the block, and then I go into that combo, okay? Second combination, maybe outside in block, and then I go into that combination. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to add a block in front. Now it can be a high block or a low block. If you don't have a training partner to give you those numbers, like I said, just do it yourself. But also, if you do have a training partner, a good thing to do is to have them use something to force you to block. So a pillow, nice soft pillow is really nice. They can swing that pillow at you and you can block. And then you can run through your combination, okay? So I'm going to ask that you work these blocks, and you can do high blocks, you can do outside in blocks, or inside out blocks. Okay? So I'm going to ask that you practice that, and then come back. So that means we got to pause again. A lot of pausing today. But practice those and come back, and we're going to do it a little bit differently after that. Okay? So hit the pause button and get busy. Okay, I'm assuming everything went well with the blocks and nobody knocked you out. You're still okay. Awesome. Okay, this time what we're going to do is we're going to add the block on the end. So let's say I do my 3 technique combination, whatever it might be. 1, 2, 3. And then I got a block, okay? Again, high blocks are all right, even low blocks are okay. Just make sure that when you do a block, both arms aren't out, okay? Always keep one hand by your head and tuck into the block if you can. Like right here, I'm tucking into this inside out block, okay? Or maybe I tuck into a high block. You can see how my head's kind of covered here and my chin's protected, okay? So we're going to add the blocks on the end this time. So remember we talked about 10 sets? I would do at least 10 sets with this, okay? So remember, block on the end. Combination, block on the end. Hit the pause. We'll see you soon. All right, I'm assuming everything went well and the block on the end worked good for you. All right, so we're going to finish up now. What I'm going to ask you to do this time is just work these combinations with intensity, okay? That's going to be your close. And take 5 minutes and blast hard on those combinations. And also, you don't have to use the same ones. You know, you can mix them up. Like I said, one of my favorite techniques is this back fist to the side of the head. And then touch into the body. Maybe I'll do a back fist to the other side of the head. That's an all-hand technique. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But head, body, head. And when I say head, that's a temple strike with the first 2 knuckles. Here, 1. First 2 knuckles, solar plexus. Same hand comes around, and back fist to the side of the head. That's a great combo. Very popular in point sparring. So I'm going to ask you to work those combinations, and when you do that, circle 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, just circling around. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Moving around, throwing those punches and kicks. That's going to be the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to ask you to do it with intensity. So take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. and work those techniques with intensity. Hit the pause button. We'll see you shortly. All right, my friends, I hope your point sparring is looking good, okay? So hopefully we'll get to put the gear on pretty soon and do that sparring in-house. I say pretty soon, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? We'll see. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching the video and training with me today, and I hope to see you very soon. Train hard, focus on your tenets. Cheerio! 감사합니다.